You can use
Curious. You
curious
can
to
use
describe
curious to
adults as
describe
well,
adults
but we
as well.
use this
But we
word a
use
lot
this word
when
a
talking
lot
about
when
children.
talking about
He's a
children.
curious
He's
child
a
or she's
curious
a curious
child. She's a
child.
curious child.
He's always
He's
outside
always
looking
outside
at
looking at
insects and looking at the trees and
trees,
just very
and just very
curious,
curious,
very interested
very
in the world
interested
around them.
in the world
Curious
around them.
children are awesome.
Curious children are awesome.
My kids are
My
very
kids are
curious
very
as
curious
well.
as
They
well.
all
They
like to
all
learn new
like to
things,
learn
and
new
I'm
things,
happy
and
about that.
I'm happy
It's
about
good
that.
to be
It's good to be
curious about the
curious
world
about
around
the
you.
world
It's
around
good
you.
to want
It's
to
good to
learn new
want to
things
learn new
because
things
you are
because
curious.
you are curious.
Let's see
Let's
here.
see here.
Imaginative. I think
Imaginative.
this
I
word
think this
might
word
also be
might
from
also
another
be
lesson.
from another lesson.
Someone who is
Someone who is
imaginative
imaginative
is very
is very
creative.
creative.
An
An
imaginative person probably likes to draw, or probably likes to dream a little bit, like in the sense of thinking about cool things that they can make. An imaginative person uses their imagination. So it's an interesting word. When you imagine something, you picture it in your mind. When you are imaginative, it's easy for you to picture things in your mind. So let's say the teacher says, draw a picture of the sky. If you were imaginative, you would have all the different ideas for how to draw the sky, and you would create a picture with a really cool drawing. So
a lot of children are very imaginative. I think
as we get older, we become
we
less
become
imaginative. I think that's the sad thing about life.
life.
Sometimes I wish I was a kid again because I was very imaginative. I had a lot of freedom, and I had a lot of fun as a kid. Clingy. So I think you can figure out exactly what this means. A clingy child always likes to be with their parents or with their grandparents or with someone, and they will physically like to hold on to them. I remember my sister. I hope she's not watching. My sister, when I was a kid, my sister was very clingy. I remember her actually doing this to my dad. She would always cling to his legs if we went to the shopping mall or if we went out in public. She always wanted to be carried. I really hope my sister's not. I'm not going to say which sister. It's a mystery now. But a clingy child is someone that wants to be carried, wants to be held, and then even when they're not, they might want to hold your hand, or they might even cling to your legs like this child is doing. A clingy person. We use this also to describe adults, but not in a physical way. A person who is clingy as an adult simply wants to be in the same place as you. So you might have a friend who's very clingy, who just always wants to visit you and be around you. But when a child is described as clingy, they're very physically clingy for sure. Moody. So moody generally means a negative mood and different moods. Okay? So a moody person might be kind of happy and then sad and then angry and then upset. They're just someone who goes through a lot of mood swings in a short period of time. Teenagers can be very moody. They can be happy one moment and then angry the next moment and then sad the next moment. So a moody person has different feelings and moods, usually quite rapidly. Teenagers, when I was a teenager, I was really moody. I was happy one moment, and then I was annoyed another moment, and then I was happy again. I was a very moody teenager. Impulsive. So an impulsive child thinks about doing something and then does it right away. So this child, I would imagine, is impulsive. They found a rubber band, or what we sometimes call an elastic. They found a rubber band and then they just shot it. Without thinking about whether they should do it or not. Without thinking about what would happen. An impulsive child is usually always touching things. When you go to a store to shop with an impulsive child, they might just take clothes off the rack and look at them, and you might be saying, hey, put that back, don't touch everything. So an impulsive child thinks about doing something and then does it quickly without thinking. We also use this to describe adults in the same way. Some adults are quite impulsive, but generally children are far more impulsive than adults. They do things quickly and without thinking. belligerent. So a belligerent child is a stubborn child. A belligerent child is a child who doesn't always do what their parents say, and sometimes gets a little bit angry about it. A belligerent teenager might actually get angry at their parents. One common phrase that teenagers sometimes say is to parents is, "You're ruining my life." So sometimes teenagers, they'll stomp around angry and say, "You're ruining my life." And we would say they're being belligerent. A belligerent child might also do things they were told not to do because they're angry and stubborn and they just do them anyway. I was a little bit belligerent as a teenager. Just a little bit belligerent. Let's look that one up for a sec though. Let's just make sure that I have the full. So let's see. Hostile, aggressive, determined to do what they want to do rather than what they are told. That's the description of belligerent directly from the internet. Inconsiderate. When someone is considerate, they think about the people around them. Let's see, where did I have that word? So a considerate person helps other people. An inconsiderate person doesn't care about the people around them. And to me, this is the best example. If I was in a movie theater watching a movie and someone was talking on their phone during the movie, we would say that person is inconsiderate. They aren't thinking about how their actions affect the people around them. They are inconsiderate. We also, if you want a stronger English word, we might say they're a jerk. That's a derogatory term. It's not quite a swear word, but it's not a nice thing to say. But here is what I might actually say. The movie was good, but some jerk was on their phone the whole time during the movie. That would be a totally normal English phrase to say. A nicer way to say it would be, I was watching the movie and I didn't enjoy it. Someone was on their phone. They were very inconsiderate. But sometimes you just use other words. This is not a term we use in a positive way. This is a very negative term. It's derogatory. That means it's not good, and you shouldn't use this word, but you need to know this word. A crybaby is used to describe someone who complains easily or actually cries very easily. So sometimes you might know a child who, for the simplest reason, they start to cry. And someone might describe them as a crybaby. I would not use this term. It's a very rude term. But you will hear this word in movies and on television. So you do need to know it. So this is definitely a word I'm teaching you so that you recognize it, but not a word to use, because it's kind of mean to use this word. But when you watch a movie, you might even hear them describe an adult as a crybaby, someone who cries a lot, or someone who complains or whines a lot might be described as a crybaby. Interestingly enough, two of the most common ways to describe children are to say that they are a good kid or that they are a bad kid. So we have good kids. They'll say, yeah, my nephew, he's a good kid. Or, hey, I was just trying to think of another example for bad. Yeah, you could say, my cousin's kid is a bad kid. So a good kid obviously does good things. A good kid maybe has a part-time job, is saving up money, has friends and goes to school and gets relatively good grades. Whereas a bad kid might skip school. A bad kid might not do their homework. A bad kid might have a job and then not go in and get fired. So good kid, bad kid. They're the simplest ways to describe people, but they're very common. In fact, sometimes people will say, hey, you're a good kid. No one's ever said I have bad kids. I hope they don't. I hope I don't ever hear that. I hope I don't ever hear that. We also have the term messed up. And sometimes you'll say, hey, did you hear about the neighbor's son? He got arrested. And someone might say, yeah, he's messed up. So it's, again, not a nice way to describe someone. A kid who is messed up maybe has gotten in trouble with the law. A kid who's messed up might have started stealing things. when they were 12 or 13, when they were younger. But usually we use this to describe teenagers who do things that are illegal regularly, or even sometimes adults. You might say, yeah, my cousin Joe is messed up. He's always in trouble with the law. He's just a messed up guy. Brilliant. So this is a positive one, of course. When a child is brilliant, they do like this is a really little kid doing some pretty high level math. Hey Daniel, thanks for the super sticker. That's awesome of you. Thank you very much for supporting me. So brilliant is used to refer to light, like a very bright light is brilliant. But we also use it to describe people. You can say, I have three students in my class. They always get good grades.
They always get good grades.
Most parents, just between you and me, most parents think their own children are brilliant. But not everyone is brilliant. A lot of people, most people are very intelligent in certain ways. But a few children are actually brilliant. They're just super smart. And we also use the word gifted. Although we don't use this as much anymore. We used to say talented. But a child who is gifted is good at some things beyond their age. Okay? So if you know a child who's 8 or 9 who plays guitar really well, you might say they're gifted. If you know a child who gets 100% on every test in a math class, you might say they're really gifted. So it doesn't mean smart. It means that you are good at something in a certain area. Okay? So you can have kids who are just really gifted at playing certain musical instruments. Or they're really gifted at let's see, public speaking. They just might have a gift for that. So gifted is the word we would use.